Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats. Sorry.
The Minneapolis Junior Senior High School Pep Band.
My apologies, I'm a little rusty. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would, please rise and remove your hats as we hear the Minneapolis High School Band, under the direction of Mr. Dennis Brooks, play our beloved Star Spangled Banner.
Great job, band. All right, tonight is our second district game of the season in Class 2A, District 8. Hoisington comes into the game with a 4-0 record and 1-0 in district play. They beat Phillipsburg last week at Phillipsburg by 21 points. They have been outscoring their opponents by an average of 35.8 to 18.8.
And now for your starting lineups for the...
As I mentioned earlier, I think in the pregame to the
5'11", 167-pound senior, number 3, Cole Steiner.
To the homecoming activities.
77-pound, 6'1" senior, number 7, Mason.
Hoisington won this district last year, undefeated.
Senior, 5'9",
got to the semifinals and then lost to Norton. So they didn't go on state. They had quite a player, both basketball, football and wrestling, by the name of Wyatt Pettigo, that's gone on to one of the North Dakota schools, I do believe. But he was Mr. All Everything. Minneapolis
204 pounds, a senior, number
overall
27,
this season is 2-2. Their first two games were against 3A squads, Southeast of Saline and Riley County. They lost both those contests. Then they have beat two 2A squads, Republic County as a neutral site game in Concordia, and then at Norton last Friday by 23 points. Minneapolis is scoring an average of 17 points and giving up an average of 25. Those points are heavily skewed by the first two games, especially the second one where we were shut out by Riley County. This is the sixth game in the series, dating back to 2004. Hoisington leads it 3 wins to 2 losses. They've won the last 2 games last season at Hoisington 54-19. That 19 scored by Minneapolis was one of the most that they'd had scored on them up to that point. Here at Minneapolis,
number 9, Trent Meckel.
The Lions lead the series 2 wins to 1 loss.
Linebacker, junior.
Overall, this is the 116th season in Minneapolis high school football. And this is the 1,000th game, as near as we can tell, and looking at all the schedules way back to 1900.
5'7" junior, weighing
So
130
you're
pounds.
watching the
Safety,
1,000th game in school history here on our brand new
playing strong safety tonight
artificial
for the
turf
Lions, senior,
field.
6'1", 174.
And I am just giddy,
Number 45,
folks,
Colton Bradford.
about this field. I mentioned to somebody
5'11",
I'd love to be 17 again and be out there and play on it. No, not really. I'm afraid I'd like to fall down on it now, but I might hurt myself.
At defensive end,
So I have taken a knee on it.
5'11", 208
It's
pounds.
nice to
Number
walk on,
55,
good
Keon
padding.
Backus.
It should serve our school district and teams well for quite some time.
Brody Vance. And in defensive end, a junior, 6'2", 211, number 86.
So we appreciate
Spencer Davidson. The Lions
James
coached by head
Bateman
coach Tom
of
Black,
EnviroTurf out of
Travis
Ridgeland,
Schaff,
Mississippi,
Lyle Davidson, and Matt Pickrell.
for his
Superintendent Chris Beneri, Terry Meckel, the principal, Ryan
philanthropic,
Farmer, athletic director.
efforts
Hoisington's coached by Zach
in
Beard.
getting this field
Coaches Matt
to
Kelly,
Minneapolis,
Kyle Haxton,
and
Robert
then the
Eames,
fundraising that
Rob
he's
Cooper,
headed up
Superintendent Patrick
and
Crowder,
that others have participated
Principal Joel
in
Mason, and athletic
to
director Bob Brungard.
work with the school district funds to get this thing installed. It's going to be a great asset for our school district and community.
Also,
Okay, a little bit of information about Hoisington as far as their
Mr.
offensive
Adam
leaders.
Balco, Jay Eck,
Their quarterback is number 7, a senior, Mason Haxton, 6 foot, 165 pounds. And here come your Lions. They're ready to play. Carrying the American flags.
as we count down to the coin toss this evening, if I can have your attention, we have a special guest amongst us this evening. Tonight we have with us from the Minneapolis High School graduating class of 1973, Mr. Jim Bateman. Jim is joined with his wife Nancy, and they currently reside in Jackson, Mississippi, where they are the owners of EnviroTurf. EnviroTurf is recognized as one of the leading suppliers in the United States for athletic field services and is one of the preeminent quality providers of major sports playing fields worldwide. Jim's company has installed over 200 fields. Its portfolio includes some of the most state-of-the-art, highest quality, safest, and environmentally friendly sports field and surfaces available anywhere in the world. Jim has used his unique experience as a financial advisor to add a unique fundraising dimension to his company by helping schools and municipalities pursue grants, private sector donations, and other joint venture opportunities to assist their projects. These projects have ranged from multi-million-dollar complexes to weight room floors, but all are guided by an unwavering commitment to excellence. On October 23rd, we'd like to invite you to join us back here as we recognize everyone who has had a hand in building this beautiful state-of-the-art football field at Minneapolis High School. But tonight, we want to honor and thank Mr. Jim Bateman and his wife Nancy for giving USD 239 and the North Ottawa County communities the opportunity to afford such a beautiful field. Thank you, Jim and Nancy Bateman. They are down at the southwest corner of the end zone. Mr. and Mrs. Bateman, thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right. We were talking about Mason Haxton, the quarterback of Hoisington. He's number 7. He's passing for the season so far 9 of 18 yards. 9 of 18 passes for 252 yards, 3 TDs. And rushing, he's at 30 carries for 182 yards. Their leading rushers, they've got 3 of them besides the quarterback. Josh Ball, number 34, a senior, 5'9", 180 pounds, 45 carries for 374 yards. That's an 8.3 average, 5 TDs. Holt Hanslick, number 27, a junior, 5'10", 194 pounds. He's had 46 carries for 359 yards, a 7.8 average, and 6 TDs. And a third running back, keep your eye on Hunter Morris, number 25, 5'8", 175 pounds, 22 carries, 153 yards, 7.0 average for 3 TDs. So you've got 14 TDs amongst those 3 ball carriers. They're averaging between the 2 of them about 365 yards, or not averaging. They have about 365 yards each for the season, and averaging 45, or they've had 45 and a half carries for the season. So 2 big workhorses in Ball and Hanslick. Receivers, their passing game hasn't been near as active, but their leading receivers, number 25, Hunter Morris, 3 receptions, 110 yards for 1 TD. And number 22, Chase Robinson, 6 foot, 2 receptions for 91 yards, 2 TDs. For your Lions, quarterback Trent Mickle, senior, passing, he has 38 of 71, completed 38 of 71 for 602 yards and has 3 TDs. Rushing, he's had 49 carries for 188 yards and 4 TDs. And he really put on a display of rushing for sure and passing last Friday at Norton.
The coin toss this evening, want to give a big
Our leading rusher so far is Gannon Cleveland, a junior, 63 rushes, 211 yards, and 2 TDs. Our next leading rusher is Daniel Watson with 13 carries, 108 yards, and 1 TD. That was all in the first game against Southeast Saline. He strained some knee ligaments. He's missed the last 3 games. He is back suited up tonight, and we'll see more defensive than offensive action from what I understand. But looking at him down there, he's ready to go, roaring and ready to go. Receivers, Jonathan Lowe, 11 receptions for 165 yards and 1 TD. He's number 7. And number 86, Spencer Davidson, 22 receptions for 410 yards, averaging 18.6 per reception, and has 2 TDs. Spencer has had 1 real long TD reception. One was about 67 yards, I think, and he has been Mr. Ace to go to on the first downs. He'll consistently get first downs for the Minneapolis Lions. Lastly, before we get to the coin toss, I want to announce, hang tight for the halftime between this game, in this game, because we will be interviewing Mr. James Bateman here on www.citylink.tv.com, Minneapolis. And it looks like maybe the coin toss has already occurred as our kickoff receiving team is taking the field. Minneapolis in the dark blue with the white helmets defending the north end zone. The Hoisington Cardinals will kick off. They are in white, will be defending the south end zone. We are ready for some football tonight.
Set to kick off for Hoisington, number 53, Braden Mooney. Back deep to receive for Minneapolis, number 19, Gannon Cleveland, and number 10, Gabe Heaser.
Through the hands, and Colby Rice picks it up and gets about 7-8 yards.
And a big hard return there
out of that.
19, Gannon Cleveland.
I guess it was Gannon Cleveland, according to the announcer.
A short return for the Lions.
There was a fumble, and Lions recovered it and advanced it 5 to 7 yards.
Ball spotted just after the 27-yard line. 1st and 10, Minneapolis.
So we will be taking over on our 27. One thing I like about these fields is the yard marker. That's so easy to see where you are on the field, what the down and distance is. Hey, Meckel with the carry. And he tries the left side. Stacked up for 2-yard gain. Brings up a 2nd and 8 for the Lions. From the 29. Daniel Watson around the left side. Was a single set.
Big run for number 22.
And he has a first down.
Brought down by several of the Hoisington team.
So much for limited action for Daniel Watson in the first game back. I was hoping that wasn't going to be the case too much, but we need him to take care of that knee. He's still in as the setback. Meckel under center, 2 receivers wide each side. Meckel keeps it, takes over left guard, and he's going to get about 5 yards.
And Meckel on the quarterback draw there up the gut. Picks up a gain of about 4 yards.
Up to the 43 of Minneapolis. The junior high opened using this field last night. They entertained Ellsworth, had 2 wins. Okay, the shotgun formation for Meckel. Little flare out to Watson, and he's going to get maybe a yard.
And a quick pass out to the left side there. He gets the ball to number 22, Daniel Watson.
Half a yard gain. It's up to the 43.
That'll bring up 3rd down now.
3rd and 5 for the Lions. Watson the setback. And we have too much time, maybe, or...
And flags on the field. It'll be encroachment against
Encroachment on the Cardinals. So the Lions with another first down, this one by penalty.
And that'll be enough to move the
Moves the ball to their 48-yard line.
From the 48.
Okay, 2 backs. No. Meckel's in the shotgun. No, it's a direct snap to Watson, excuse me. Meckel was split out right. And he gets
And Watson on the carry for the Lions.
to the 50. So about a 2-yard gain
Stopped by a
for Daniel Watson.
Cardinals there right in midfield. midfield. Second down, Minneapolis.
2nd and 8 coming up for the Lions from midfield. Back to pass is Meckel. Tipped away by the Cardinals.
Pass intended for, I believe, number
Good
3,
defense.
Colby Rice.
Colby Rice, the intended receiver.
Number 3 of the Cardinals, Cole Steiner. Able to leap and get 2 hands on it, just couldn't quite come back down with it. So incomplete pass for the Lions. That'll bring up 3rd down.
3rd and 8 coming up for Minneapolis. Two receivers each side. Watson the setback. Meckel drops back. Looks left. And no interference. There's Minneapolis player got knocked down at the line to gain.
And another pass out to Colby Rice.
But I don't see any flags on the field.
Wasn't able to come up with it.
So it'll be Minneapolis 4th down and 8 from the 50.
About 4th and 9 now for the Lions.
And we're lined up to go for it. Meckel's be a quick punt here. Nice high punt. Going to bounce at the 25 and go out of bounds at the 23-yard line of Hoisington. So Minneapolis drives the ball about 30 yards and is punting. Hoisington takes over on their 28-yard line, excuse me.
Let's see what the Cardinals can do. 1st and 10.
Double wing set. And they had the left wing moved early.
Flag on the play.
This will be a 5-yard penalty.
On Minneapolis.
Oh, no, it's on the Lions. Okay.
And that'll move the Cardinals up 5 yards. Still 1st down.
1st and 5 for the Cardinals from their 28-yard line. So another team in the double wing here. Quarterback, handed off to fullback. Take me out.
And Cole Hanslick on the carry right up the gut for the Cardinals.
Cole Hanslick.
Gain of about 3 or 4 on the play.
Fullback.
Bring up 2nd and 1 now for Hoisington.
2nd and 1 for the Cardinals from the 32. Hanslick, the ball carrier again.
And another
He gets the first down.
Number 27, Holt Hanslick for the Cardinals.
Gets to the 39.
And he brings it down to the 39-yard line and picks up a 1st down for the Cardinals.
Fullback died. Now the quarterback keeps it on the right side, and he's eaten up after a gain of about 5 yards.
Nice carry there by
Gets the ball to the 44.
I believe he was brought down by
2nd and 5 coming up.
Daniel Watson for the Lions. 2nd down, about 5 now for Hoisington.
Wide receivers either side. Left wing in motion, back to pass. Haxton through the arms of the receiver. Our fans below me want a holding call,
couldn't quite come back down with it.
but they aren't granted their wish.
Incomplete. Third down, Cardinals.
3rd and 5 coming up for Hoisington from their 44, excuse me. Wide receiver to the right. Right, the tailback from the right side gets the carry on a counter. And he's taken down just short of a first down. Brings up 4th and 1. At the 47 of Hoisington. Fullback dive, he's got the first down in the Lion territory. Going to mark him at the 40, just over the 50-yard line.
Picks up the first down, brought down by number 55, Keon Backus for Minneapolis.
Their second first down of the game, both by rushing.
1st and 10, Hoisington.
Okay, back to that double wing set, receivers to either side. Going motion to the left, and he's taken for a loss by Colton Bradford. Fought through that block.
Colton Bradford able to run
2.5-yard loss.
Loss of about 3 on the play.
Brings up a 2nd and over 12.
Second 12 now, Hoisington.
Fullback dive. Gets 5 yards. It's going to bring up 3rd and 7.
Again for Hoisington, brought down by number 60.
From the Minneapolis 47.
Weston Schrader. Gain of about 5 on the play. 3rd down, Cardinals.
Back to that double wing set, one setback, receiver to the left. Because the blitz is on, quarterback drops back, going deep. Over the receiver's head at about the 35 of Minneapolis.
Coverage by 45, Colton Bradford. Out comes up with the interception.
So 4th and 7 for
4th down now for the Cardinals.
The Cardinals. It looks like they will punt. So each squad with 2 first downs on their first drives. And a punt is the result.
And back to punt for the Cardinals, number 53, Grayson Mooney. Set deep to return, number 9.
Back is Trenton Meckel, the return for the Lions. Nice punt is going out of bounds, hit out of bounds at about the 20, I think. Maybe just inside the 20. They're going to mark it at the 21.
Out of bounds. It'll be marked about the 21 and a half, 22-yard line.
So Minneapolis' second drive starts at their 21. Oh, I love the markings on this field. As a broadcaster, it's so much easier to call a game. Very little second guessing.
1st and 10, Minneapolis.
3:55 to go here in the first quarter. 2 receivers to either side. Meckel in the pistol formation. No, Meckel's wide out. Watson, direct snap. He gets Ball carry up to the
Number 22, Daniel Watson on the carry for Minneapolis, brought down by
21-yard line, so very little gain, if any.
Back just to the line of scrimmage.
Might have lost a few inches.
Maybe just short of it. Second down, Minneapolis.
Second 10 coming up. Two receivers either side. Smeckel and maybe Cleveland in the backfield. Smeckel with the ball, and he gets nowhere. He loses yardage.
And Smeckel brought down
back to the 19.
By number 34, Joshua Ball and company.
Third and about almost 14 coming up.
On the play. Bring up third 13 now for Minneapolis.
Two receivers to the right side. I formation. Meckel under center. Rolling left is Meckel. Passes downfield. Caught by Spencer Davidson. Big first down. Got one. Oh, the ref has a holding call downfield in the backfield.
We've got Laundry on the field.
Flag is at the 14-yard line, 10-yard spot foul. Well, somehow we end up at the 11.
I believe that was holding against Minneapolis.
I don't understand the yardage loss, but it's not as bad as I anticipated it would be. Third and 21. And we tried to carry the ball through the center of the line, and the Cardinals hold. So the ball is at the 5.
Fourth down now for Minneapolis.
Fourth and 23.
Brody Vance set to punt for Minneapolis.
Brody Vance on the inline. It's bad snap, but he gets a hold of it. And it rolls out to the 40.
And there won't be a return for the Cardinals.
Where the Cardinals will take over at the Minneapolis 40-yard line.
And the Cardinals
so they gained significantly on that exchange of punts.
10 from the 40.
Minneapolis defense is going to be called on big time here to hold the Cardinals in check. One receiver left. That twin set formation. Left split goes in motion.
On the carry for Minneapolis. Keon Back is coming up with a big stop.
Fullback to the right and gets nowhere. Second 10 coming up.
Cardinals.
Same formation. Quarterback keeps it up the center, gets good yardage. Followed the fullback and the left.
Just shy of the first down, brought down by several lines. Right at the end.
The left split there. Third and 1.
Third down and 1 now for Hoisington.
From the 30 of Minneapolis. Fullback dive, and he gets the necessary yardage just barely.
34, Josh Ball,
So, another first down for the Cardinals.
Hoisington, making a hard run. Hoisington gets a new set of downs, 1st and 10.
1st and 10, just inside the Minneapolis 30-yard line. And we're going to have a timeout.
At the end of the first quarter, your score
First quarter
0.
is done. 0 all. We'll take a break and hear a word from our sponsors.
Tonight's game brought to you by CNR Plating in Minneapolis. Kevin Klein and the rest of the crew at CNR Plating, proud to support the youth of Minneapolis and all they do.
These live video broadcasts are sponsored in part by Chuck's Collision. When the potentially inevitable occurs and your vehicle needs repair for body or glass, remember Chuck's Collision. They'll bring you satisfaction in your automotive restoration needs. Contact Chuck at 785-392-2774. Chuck's Collision is located at 1556 K106 Highway.
Citizen State Bank & Trust is committed to the Kansas ag community. While offering a variety of ag lending options, we will help you with finding the right plan that works for your operation. Citizen State Bank & Trust, with locations in Ellsworth, Lincoln, Delphus, Glasgow, and Minneapolis. Citizen State Bank & Trust is a proud supporter of Minneapolis Lions athletics. Stop by and visit Jason Bird for all of your financial planning and investment needs. We are dedicated to helping your money work harder for you. Citizen State Bank & Trust, the cornerstone of our community.
The Lions of Minneapolis High School are proudly supported by the Davidson Agency, with offices in Delphus, Minneapolis, Bennington, and Lincoln. As a nationwide insurance agent and an independent agent, they provide hometown service for the insurance needs of their customers for home, small business, farm and crop, and life and health coverage. Call them today at 785-523-4202.
All right, welcome back to second quarter action. Hoisington Cardinals are on the march. Their second drive of the game. 0-0. Quarterback keeps it and is stacked up.
Paxton, the carrier for
Gets 2 yards though. 2nd and 8.
Bryce Warlock and several other Lions. Gain of about 2 or so on the play. 2nd and 8 now. Hoisington.
Left wing in motion. They hand it to the tailback. He gets another 3 yards, possibly 27.
Hanslick pulling his way forward there for the Cardinals.
Havlicek.
Down by number 7.
Havlicek.
Low for the Lions. Ball spotted right at the 25-yard line. 3rd and 5 now.
Hanslick, excuse me. Ball's at the 25. 3rd and over 5 to go. Right wing in motion. The pitch to him. He's got the first down and more. He's down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
There, number 3, Cole Steiner making a run around the outside.
Steiner to the 9.
Finally brought down around the 8 or 9-yard line there by a whole bunch of Lions finally. Big gain for the Cardinals. 1st and goal.
1st and goal from the 9 of Minneapolis. And he rolls left, and boy, he's racked up for a big loss. Keon Backus.
Backus in the backfield.
And 53, that is
Other helpers, Weston Schrader, 53, Jason Bogan.
Jason Bogan.
Hands on him. Nice stop for the Lions.
Back to the 15.
Backs him up to the 15. 2nd 15 now for Hoisington.
Second, about 16, because it was goal to go. So pitch to the right wing, and he is going nowhere.
And the pitch out to number 1, Keith Mason. Tripped up there in the backfield.
Lost another yard or two, I do believe. He's back to the 17. And there's a holding penalty.
Holding on Hoisington.
Was it? We take the loss? I would just take the loss. Don't give him an extra down again. Nope.
The Lions will go ahead and take that penalty, and that'll back him up 10.
Backs him up 10.
And that pushes the Cardinals back to about the 29. And
They were back. They're back to the 30-yard line, folks, and they were at the 9.
That brings up second and a long ways now for the Cardinals.
Second and a long way to go. Back to pass. Haxton. Complete. And he gets a little yardage, but not a whole lot. Hanslick the ball, the receiver. And he's taken down at the 22.
Down by number 22, Daniel Watson. Finally does get a knee down.
Brings up third and goal from the 22.
Third down now for Hoisington, about 23 to the goal line.
Receiver wide left. Back to pass. Again, Cleveland. Oh, they got him. They've got him. Cleveland was the initial one. I didn't see you finally wrapped him up.
Contact made by number 10. Gabe Easer way back in the backfield.
He's back at the 26.
A couple yards south.
Fourth and long from the 26.
This is an important fourth down now for the
Will they do a field goal attempt? Doesn't look like it. So Cardinals were on the 9 of Minneapolis. That's now fourth and goal from the 26 of Minneapolis. Okay, 2 receivers right, 3 left. Back to pass is Haxton. And Davidson takes him down for a big loss. Spencer Davidson takes him down at the 32. The pocket just capsized on him. He had nowhere to go. So turnover on downs after they had gone to the Minneapolis 9. Minneapolis takes over at their 32.
Now will get the ball back with 7:29 in the second quarter.
What an important turn of events there for the Lions. They had their backs against the wall. It's not the first time we've seen that happen this season. Backs against the wall, and we come out of it with no points scored by the opposition. Okay, 2 receivers right, 1 left. Watson, the tailback. Back to pass is Meckel. Deep downfield, way over Rice's head. Second 10 coming up.
Downfield, intended receiver number 3, Colby Rice. Well over his head, not able to get a hand on it. Incomplete pass, that'll bring up second down and 10 now for Minneapolis.
I saw 3 players come out and 2 go in. I hope there was another one that I didn't see. Two receivers right, Davidson here on the left. Direct snap to Cleveland. He gets to the 35.
Meckel who takes it upfield through the gut.
Brings up third and
Cleveland on the carry
8
for Minneapolis.
for Minneapolis.
Gain of about 2 or 3 on the play. Third down Minneapolis.
6:50 to go here in the second quarter. Two receivers either side. Meckel in the shotgun with one setback. Oh, and we had an encroachment, I believe, on the Cardinals. It is. Their second penalty of.
And we've got false start on the line.
Oh, no. I guess it was on Minneapolis. False start.
And that's a hard 5-yard pill to swallow.
Back to the 30.
Ball spot is now at the 29.
Just inside the 30-yard line. 3rd and 13 almost. Rice in motion to the left. Meckel back to pass.
Meckel fired it
Out to Jonathan Lowe, number 7, to be short of the first down. Gets to the 39. Brings up a 4th and 4 for the Lions. Clock is rolling, actually stopped here as he went out of bounds at 6:22. So 4th and 4. We won't punt unless it's a quick punt by Meckel. Quick kick. What's it will be? Nice, deep, quick kick. Hits at the 28, a deep roll. Going down to the 3-yard line of the Cardinals. Woo! My goodness. My goodness.
And we'll see if Hoisington can bring it out from the 3-yard
Hoisington,
line.
3-yard line.
1st and 10 Cardinals.
Back in the same formation, one receiver spread way out left. And they have an encroachment on Minneapolis, maybe? Yep.
It is encroachment against the Lions.
Let's go, boys. Watch the ball.
So that'll bring up a 1st and 5 from the 7.
So that'll give the Cardinals a little bit of breathing room. Ball spotted now at the 8-yard line. 1st and 5 for Hoisington.
In motion to the left wing. And the fullback is the ball carrier.
And Hanley's the ball carrier there for Hoisington. He is met by a whole bunch of Lions.
He gets 2 yards up to the 9. 2nd and a long 3 coming up.
Colton Bradford and company on the stop there. Nice stop for the Lions. 2nd down now, Hoisington.
One receiver right, in motion to the right. Fullback dive.
And Hanslick, the ball carrier.
Hanslick's going to get the first down.
Tripped up by number 53 and brought down by Chase Bogan.
Clock is down to 5:25 to go in the second quarter. They get the ball to the 18-yard line. Oh, didn't get a first down. It's 3rd. Yeah, it is first down. 1st and 10 from the 18. Fullback dive.
There's the ball. And Steinert able to come back up with the ball. Or Or at least fall on
Ball
it,
is the ball carrier.
Gain of about 2 or 3 on that play. Second down now for Hoisington.
2nd and 8. A long 7 coming up for the Cardinals. From the 20. Back to pass, Haxton. Completed to the 35-yard line.
And Hunter Morris, the receiver on that play.
Hunter
Quick
Forrest,
action.
the receiver.
Jonathan Lowe able to wrap him up.
Lowe takes him down.
Before too much more damage is done.
Gets it to the 35. 4 minutes to go in the
Conversion
quarter.
there for the Cardinals, and that'll bring up another set of downs. 1st and 10.
1st and 10 from the Cardinals. This started on their 3-yard line, this drive. 2 receivers wide right. Sent in motion to the right. Fullback up the center, 34. He's fighting. Still going. Hard run there.
And Josh
Gets the
Ball
first down.
stumbling forward, fighting
Josh
for
Ball, the
everything
ball
he can.
carrier.
Initial contact there made by Keon Back is finally brought down by Jason Bogan right at the 50-yard line.
Out to the 50. So they've driven 47 yards here. 3:20 to go here in the second quarter.
Cardinals.
They pitch to the setback from the left, and he gets to the 39 of Minneapolis.
And the top
Their running game is starting to eat up
45, Hunter
some
Forrest
chunks of yards here.
shifts up a gear and quickly met by number 9, Trent Meckel. Nice open field tackle there by Trent.
So 1st and 10 from the Minneapolis 39.
39-yard line.
2:45 to go in the half. Back to pass. Haxton. Complete to 15. He's going to come up a couple yards short of the first down.
And Colby Rice out there.
Colby Rice with the tackle.
Receiver number 15, Dylan
Actually, he's
Richards.
going to mark it a yard short. It's at the 31
Gain of about 8 or 9 on
of
that.
Minneapolis.
Second down, Hoisington.
One receiver to either side, and we have
And
a
Laundrie
penalty
flag.
before the snap. Encroachment on Minneapolis.
Encroachment on Minneapolis.
Our 3rd penalty of the quarter.
Let's go, D-line!
1st and 5 from the 25. And
All kinds of action right in the middle.
ball carries up the center, and by Ball, he gets
Ball taking the handoff there for the Cardinals.
half a yard maybe.
Several lines. against
2nd and 9 coming up.
It was a joint effort to bring him down.
Clock is moving at 1:35 here in the second quarter.
25. Ball spotted at 25 and a half. Second down, Cardinals.
One receiver to either side. Haxton hands off. Oh, he pitches late to the left. And they break 3. Short of the touchdown.
Number 3, Cole Steiner taking the option pitch.
So this drive started at the 3. And then a couple Minneapolis penalties. That's 1st and goal at the 1.
Touchdown there, bringing him down at the 1-yard line.
Clock is at 1:10 to go here in the half. And they hand off the ball, I believe, who's in for the touchdown.
Hanslick touchdown. That'll put him up 6-0.
In for the touchdown.
3 seconds left in the half.
Number 27. At the 53-second mark in the second quarter.
And set to kick the PAT, number 53, Braden Mooney for the Cardinals.
So they'll go for the kick here. And good, just barely, but it is good.
Just over the goalpost, so it is good.
So,
Another one for the Cardinals.
The Cardinals take the lead 7-0
Hoisington.
with 53 seconds to go in the half. We'll be right back after this word from our sponsors.
Delphus Co-op continues to work hard each and every day to provide you the best products and services in the area. Serving Central and North Central Kansas with grain, sales and storage, seed sales and service, agronomy and livestock needs. The Delphus Co-op staff will help you sort through the many options available for your farming operation. Call 785-523-4213 to learn more. Delphus Co-op, serving you since 1901.
On the field this evening for homecoming.
The employees of Delphus Co-op have been busy preparing their 4 pits and ample storage for your bushels. All of us at the Delphus Co-op can't wait to see you this harvest and are dedicated to handling your bushels quickly and with the customer service that you always expect, no matter what time of year it might be, especially during the harvest rush. Come see us today at the Delphus Co-op, serving you since 19...
Okay, Cleveland and Hughes are back to receive the kick from Minneapolis. Squibber to the left. Taken by Gabe Carlson, number 13, I believe.
Before he's brought down by almost all the Cardinal team. 49 seconds left.
Gets to the 35. Well, Minneapolis will start out their 4th drive of the half. First and 10 for the Lions. Split receivers to either side. Colby Rice in motion to the left. Meckel back to pass. Tucks it under, runs into trouble. Now he's rolling right. He pitches it. And it's picked off, I believe,
downfield looking for Davidson on the far sideline.
by the Cardinals.
Not able to come up with it.
Nope, incomplete. Incomplete.
Bring up 2nd 10 now for Minneapolis on the incomplete pass.
So the clock stops with 38 and a half seconds remaining. 2nd 10 from the 35.
Several Cardinals over there. Steiner might have been in on the breakup. 2nd down, Minneapolis.
One setback. Watson. Back to pass is Meckel. Airs it out to Rice. A little high.
And a high pass from Meckel.
Stops the clock at 34 seconds.
Couldn't quite come down with it.
3rd and 10 for the Lions.
One of these times those two are going to connect and it's going to be beautiful. Third and 10 now, Minneapolis.
Oh, we're going to take a timeout. I assume Minneapolis. That will take a word.
Timeout.
Take a break and hear a word from our sponsors.
No one. Producers, secure your certified seed wheat now from Delphus Co-op. Proven certified varieties available in 50-pound bags, 40-unit bags, and in bulk. Choose the size that best fits your farming operation. Call Daniel at Delphus Co-op today at 785-523-4213
They were
for your certified seed
undefeated last year.
Delphus Co-op, your certified seed wheat headquarters, serving you since 1901. Hometown Outdoor Power, with locations in Minneapolis, Salina, and McPherson, has been serving Central Kansas for over 20 years and is the largest power equipment dealer in the area. We strive to be the one-stop shop for all your power equipment needs. We provide full sales, service, and parts supply for your home, ag, or commercial contractor power equipment needs. Ask about our winter service program and go Lions.
Several bags left this morning yet to go.
The Messenger Clothing Company, with locations in Minneapolis and Salina, designers of custom clothing.
Good. 34 seconds remaining. It's 3rd and 10 for the Lions. High formation. Meckel rolls left. Sets. Oh, interference. Good grief. How did nobody see that? D-back had Watts. Okay, there's the flag. Flag's at the 48 of Minneapolis. The D-back had a hold of Watson's jersey. So that'll be a 15-yarder, which would give the Lions a first down. Second first down for the Lions by penalty. Puts the ball at the 50 with 27 seconds left, 1st and 10.
It looks like pass interference against the Cardinals. That'll move the Lions upfield. Ball spotted now at the 50. 1st and 10 Lions.
Meckel in the shotgun. 2 receivers left. Meckel drops back. Quick pass to Watson. And he gets into the Hoisington 43-yard line. 20 seconds remaining. It's 2nd and 4. And Minneapolis takes another timeout. We'll be right back.
For your team, business, group, or event with screen printing and embroidery. We feature online design and ordering for your convenience. Contact us at 785-823-7752 or by email at sales@messengerclothingcompany.com for all your customer clothing printing needs today. Go, Minneapolis Lions. When it's go time, your local Pioneer team is with you from the word go every step of the way. With high-performing Pioneer brand products and local insights, we'll help you choose a lineup of products tailored to your fields and proven just down the road. See Sheldon Doherty at River Hill Seed about those Pioneer brand products. And go Lions.
Sorry, I still didn't understand you. Oh, yes.
See American Family Insurance agent Scott Osherman for all your insurance coverage under one roof. The Scott Osherman Agency, with locations in Minneapolis and Belleville, proudly supporting the Minneapolis High School Lions.
Okay, welcome back. It's the Minneapolis ball on the 44 of Hoisington. Power backfield, 2 receivers right, 1 left. We have a quick whistle.
Penalty marker out.
Minneapolis people think it's on Hoisington. It is. Which will be a first down.
5 yards.
3rd first down by penalty for the Lions tonight. Moves it to the 38-yard line.
Minneapolis.
Meckel drops back to pass. Now moves forward. Gets past the 35, just barely. That's where they're going to mark him. And Minneapolis takes a timeout. 12.4 seconds remaining here in the quarter.
Pick up about 3 or 4 yards. Ball will be spotted at the 36.
2nd and a long 6 coming up for the Lions here in this final 12.4 seconds. We'll be right back.
Wilson Family Funeral Home, our family serving your family. Todd, Shelley, Landon, and Reese Wilson proudly support the activities of the Minneapolis Junior Senior High School students. Go Minneapolis Lions!
All right, welcome back. Here, the final 12.4 ticks on the clock. Minneapolis is driven down to the 35-yard line. The Cardinals with the 7-0 lead. Watson the setback. Rice comes in motion to the left. Back to pass is Meckel. Going deep to Davidson. Oh, for a touchdown! Yeah! Woo! 36-yard touchdown for Spencer Davidson from Trent Meckel. 2.4 seconds left on the clock. Spencer Davidson gets his third touchdown of the season, I believe.
Talk about going wow. Spencer Davidson, huge reception.
Wow.
What an effort by the Lions.
And the kick on.
And no good. On
kick is no good.
That does bring the Lions within one of Hoisington. Your score is 7-6 with 2.4 seconds left in the half.
I got that kick away before I was ready. I'm sorry, folks. We'll be right back for the kickoff.
Wilson Family Funeral Home, our family serving your family. Todd, Shelley, Landon, and Reese Wilson proudly support the activities of the Minneapolis Junior Senior High School students. Go Minneapolis Lions! Wilson Family Funeral Home, our family serving your family. Todd, Shelley, Landon, and Reese Wilson proudly support the activities of the Minneapolis Junior Senior High School students. Go Minneapolis Lions!
Okay, the Lions will be set for the kickoff here. To the north end of the field. Vogan set to kick off.
Jason Vogan set to kick off for Minneapolis.
And they're acting like it's going to be a short kick. And it is. Hoisington covers it at their 41. I'm sure they saw our short kick against Norton on tape from last week. So we're somewhat prepared for that. Norton was completely taken by surprise. 1st and 10 from the 41 of Hoisington. And they kneel on the ball. So, after one half of play, it is Hoisington 7, Minneapolis 6, in quite a first half, quite a tussle. Quite a tussle. We'll be back here in a second with an interview that I promised you with Jim Bateman, president of EnviroTurf.
Wilson Family Funeral Home, our family serving your family. Todd, Shelley, Landon, and Reese Wilson proudly support the activities of the Minneapolis Junior Senior High School students. Go Minneapolis Lions!
The employees of Delphos Co-op have been busy preparing
There are 4 pits and ample storage for your bushels. All of us at the Duffus Co-op can't wait to see you this harvest and are dedicated to handling your bushels quickly and with the customer service that you always expect, no matter what time of year it might be, especially during the harvest rush. Come see us today at the Duffus Co-op, serving you
That's a good
since
half of
1901.
It really is.
Duffus Co-op continues to work hard each and every day to provide you the best products and services in the area. Serving Central and North Central Kansas with
Amazing
grain
what
sales and
technology has
storage,
done.
seed sales and service, agronomy and livestock needs. The Duffus Co-op staff will help you sort through the many options available for your farming operation. Call 785-523 or 213 to learn more. Duffus Co-op, serving you since 1901.
All right, welcome back, fans. We'll let you watch the Lady Lions dance team as we have an interview here this evening with Jim Bateman.
James, if you're my mother, Jim, if you're anyone else.
James what?
James, if it's my mother, Jim, if anyone else.
James to his mother, all right. James is a graduate of the Minneapolis High School class of 1973. He was quarterback on the 1972 football team, the only MHS football team that went through a regular season undefeated, folks, 9-0.
Good years.
They were the first Minneapolis High School squad to reach the Kansas State High School Activity Association playoffs in about the 4th year, possibly, of when the playoffs were there. He lives in Jackson, Mississippi.
I do.
And is president of EnviroTurf of Ridgeland, Mississippi, which is just to the south of the town I lived in for a year and a half, Madison,
Yes.
Mississippi. How about that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. We lived there for a year and a half, a long time ago. Well, Jim is going to be all best known here, because despite those accolades, the football team in 1972 is heading up a large philanthropic project here that you're looking at Minneapolis High School Stadium. I don't know about you, Jim, but I remember practicing on a hard pan field out here, very little grass.
A lot of stickers.
A lot of stickers. Back when Minneapolis played their games on the Bermuda grass down at the county fairgrounds, and we practiced up here. And if it didn't rain much, folks, it was a hard thing to practice on. The schools did that from the early 1960s into the early 1990s when they finally put in a grass turf field up here. And thankfully, Jim, as an alumnus, approached our school board and had a proposal. Jim's company has installed, I think I heard 200 sites in 12 states in the central and southeast portion of the United States. Here in Kansas, before this one, they had to install at Bethany College in Lynchburg, Smoky Valley High School.
And we just put in a replacement field for them this summer.
Replacement field this summer. I've seen some video or pictures of that. It looks wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
So, James, how did this field and day all come about?
Well, it started with, I called on the school 7 or 8 years ago, and it just seemed like it was not possible financially. But I got a call from Scott Warlock about 2 or 3 years ago, and Scott said, we want to take a try at this field. How should we do it? I think we've got some community support, some people who put things together. So we came and talked with Superintendent Benary, and he was open to it, but said, I don't know how much of a budget we can spend over just getting ready to spend some money on the grass field, because the grass field is virtually unplayable.
Yeah.
So this was a year and a half ago, and so I said, well, look at what you're going to spend to get the field in shape, and then what you're going to spend over the next 10 years just in fertilizer, mowing, and that's what your practice fields too, and also what you're going to do with paint for stencils and just how much you're going to spend of it. And if you spend that, Scott and I'll raise the rest of the money. And so they looked and said over the next 10 years they're probably going to spend a couple of big hunks just right now, and then 6 or 7 years recrowning the field. There's probably 300. So they agreed to put up $250,000, and we started looking out to raise the rest. And we've had several companies and several individuals put up some substantial money, but we've got 2 or 3 more who have called us just in the last 2 or 3 days who are going to advertise. But we're going to put 7x10 ad panels on the field, some commemorating relatives. I'm putting my father here was a pastor, and so the ad panel that I'm going to put in for the money that my wife Nancy and I put in is going to say in honor of Reverend Ed and Jackie Bateman. We have several companies who are going to put ad panels, but we raised enough money that Nancy, my wife, and I decided that we would put up the rest and go ahead and build the field.
Well, God bless you.
We wanted to do it a year ago, but God blessed me with cancer, and so I had spent about 4 months down at MD Anderson, and still battling that battle, but then we had COVID thrown in. But with Scott Warlock's encouragement and with Mr. McNary pushing along with several community members, we have a whole committee. Real shout out to Jessica Doring. She's been kind of the glue that's held this whole thing together. We decided to go ahead and get started and trust that the rest of the money would come in. And we finished this field way ahead of time, 10 minutes before this game. We've been very blessed. We had so many roadblocks. For instance, the rock coming from the quarry in New Chapman, it comes in trucks, and the people didn't have enough truck drivers because so many people getting unemployment. It was more than they could make driving. So we had a bunch of community members step forward, and we had a bunch of farm trucks bring all the rock in. But that delayed us a couple of weeks. But the field really turned out beautiful. But I want to just say one thing right here before I forget it. Dale, is we have 5 or 6 workers here, and they do 10 or 12 fields a year, this crew, for me. They have never been treated better. We speak very little English, but from people bringing them meals to people just coming up and thanking them, they feel really blessed, and it tells me a lot about the town that I was raised in. Just really, really good people.
Good. That's wonderful to hear. Well, how do you see this project impacting our school and youth league football teams in the future?
Well, Bill, I don't want to get too mushy, but when I got cancer, one of my mentors and pastors said, Jim, at a time like this, go back to the 4 or 5 people in your life who meant the most of you. Really think about it and tell them what they meant to you. And I started looking, and there's my father. He's a pastor and has impacted my life more than anyone else. But most of the rest were teachers and coaches. And I came back a few weeks ago and talked to Bruce Harris, who was my football coach in 7th and 8th grade. And I think that, man, he's a great coach, but he's a better person.
Yes.
Just for what he meant to me.
Fantastic coach.
What he taught me about leadership is so much more than I always owe him. And I didn't get a chance to talk to Bruce Campbell. It was my freshman coach, because Bruce passed on, but another tremendous coach and tremendous man. And then my coach in high school was Dick Tatro, who was, in retrospect, 23, 24 years old, and Dale Warwick as assistant. But I learned more from those guys about leadership than I ever did about football. And interscholastic sports impacts kids. The studies are all over. Impacts kids in ways that we just can't even know. And as I look back over my life, any success that I have at all, I have to lay at the feet of these men. And I'd start going, but I'd forget other teachers. Mr. Grosshans, Mr. Hendricks, Miss Winhorst, Mr. Pierce, Mr. Dwyer, and Mr. Dolph, my math teacher, and I'm sure I'm leaving somebody out, Mr. Campbell, my band director, but those people had as much to do with my life as anything. And so if I have a chance to give back with whatever time the Lord has for me left on this earth, contributing to something like this that's going to promote the school in general and athletics in particular, I don't think I could do anything better.
Good. So how does a field turf compare to grass fields regarding injuries? You hear so much in debates about that.
On the small injuries, it's about the same. But on the bigger injuries, like concussive injuries, there's a measure of hardness called Gmax, and you don't want to be over 160. And we're one of the only companies out there that warranties for the life of our field will be under 130. And that's impact injuries like in your shoulder, your head. I want to feel we're building this for kids. Some of the turf fields that are used in pros are really fast, but you get a lot of concussive injuries. We'll sacrifice a little bit of that to have a little bit of cushion. And the biggest thing is it's just even. You play a game out here in a rainstorm, you get a footprint, and it hardens, and that's a turned ankle waiting to happen. We have a consistent surface that's always going to be the same. And so ankle injuries, things like that will be much less.
Good. One of the complaints I've heard about artificial fields way back is skin burns.
Yeah,
how does the skin burns come on this?
We've gotten so much better. That's the old AstroTurf.
Yeah.
And that was that was a nylon product, and it's kind of like that welcome mat that's in front of your house. That'd tear the hide off of you. Mm-hmm. But these fields have a friction coefficient, what you're talking about, is very close to grass. But this field will really cut down on those kind of injuries. The next thing you're going to bring up is the heat. And one of the things we've developed at EnviroTurf is a blade that has kind of a web down on the bottom of it. I wish I had a blade to show you, but it keeps all the rubber pellets down, and we're 30 to 40 degrees cooler than most of the synthetic fields. It's still hotter than natural grass.
Sure.
Football wasn't meant to be played in 105 degree weather. Shouldn't have a helmet on, but it's going to be much cooler.
Cool.
One thing I want to say also, Dale, I live down in Mississippi, but just the things you've been doing with starting the Sports Hall of Fame, honoring our team, 1972, and just the articles about the team and keeping us, I can always check on what Dale's got and find out what's going on in Minneapolis sports, and that really means a lot. Thank you.
Good. You're welcome. Thank you. Off your website, is this the EnviroTurf SF, or is it another product?
It's the EnviroTurf SF.
Okay. So
it's our best product.
Okay.
There's a $42 million stadium in Houston that 8 or 10 schools came after, and we were one of the few products that was sole sourced. In other words, the stadium said you can build whatever you want to, but this is the turf that we want. We're really, really proud of it. You know, the Bible says a prophet's not known in his own land, so the further away, get the smarter around. But we've developed a really, really good product.
On the website about this product, it says it's a natural-looking polyethylene fiber. Polyethylene fiber, thank you. Retains softness and playing characteristics that athletes love. And it reduces the rubber fly-up.
That's it.
I've seen a little bit of that out there tonight.
Yeah, we finished the field about 10 minutes before the game, so it's going to have started. Over the next month, the rubber will settle, and it'll be a better field next year than it is this year. The biggest thing we like about our product is its durability. We have never had a field not last 11 years.
Wow.
And to replace this field won't be the $600,000 or $700,000 that this field would have cost if the school paid for it. The school paid $250,000. I want to emphasize that. And the rest, but the replacement will be someplace around $300,000. But we expect 11 to 12 years out of the field.
So the price tag for this, without any donations, would have been around $700,000.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Cool. Well, we really appreciate you spearheading this. I know
it's been a tremendous honor, Dale.
About 7 years ago at my 45th class reunion, you had a representative there that was married to one of my classmates, and I don't remember his name, but he asked me, about who would contact on school board. He told me what was going on, and I said, well, that's a wonderful idea, but I don't see that happening.
No, it's been an uphill battle, but
I'm so glad it did. It's just
community members have stepped forward. We've got some more we're talking to right now, but we started a foundation, and you can contribute 10, 25, whatever you want to, just on check service foundation, and our goal is to make it in perpetuity, so in 12, 13 years when this field needs to be replaced, we've got the money in place to pay for it, and the school doesn't have to do that. And we can do it. You get 200 people doing $25 a month. That's $5,000 a month. That's $60,000 a year. Over 10 years, that's $600,000, $700,000. Just it can change the community, and we've really enjoyed it. This community has given so much to me and my family. I just love the place, and it's been a real honor to be able to help.
Well, it's just a great addition to our school district. Just a nonsensical question. What kind of maintenance is this thing going to need? I've heard people say, oh, they're going to have to water it, you know.
Yeah, you don't have to water it. It doesn't grow. You don't have to mow it twice a week.
Yeah.
No, kidding. But we have a brush that we're giving to the school.
Okay.
And you don't want to use it too much, but about during the season, probably once every 2 weeks before the home game, we'll brush it. And then in the off season, maybe a little bit. But I send my crew up here twice a year. Oh. That's part of our contract. Twice a year, and we maintain, we deep brush it, we level out all the infill, and we make any repairs that are necessary.
Cool. Well, I hope Hoisington likes the field. They've had one field for now 10 years. And so I hope they like what they see here in the positive light compared to what they had.
Yeah, we'd love to replace that one. It's 10 years old now.
If it's that old, I had no idea.
Yeah.
We hope that this can be a great spotlight and shining example of folks that will be looking for replacement turf or new turf for them.
I'd love to enhance our operation up here. I really hope and pray that Hoisington plays good tonight and loses a very close game.
Yes. One more thing.
Yes.
Back in February of 2000, I think it was. Let me see. Yes, February 11, 2000, the linebackers hosted a reunion of the 1972 Minneapolis High School football team. I don't think you were able to make it.
I wasn't.
You were there in Mississippi. And it dawned on me last night. I said, you know what? You've got leftover copies of the handouts we gave people and the nice
oh my goodness. Thank you.
Plaque here.
I will treasure that.
Commemorating the 1972 football team was undefeated. So I'd like to give this to you, and it is also a little handout from our 100th year anniversary of the football squad. So you can take that with you. And
thank you so much.
Something to you. But the linebackers put on quite a night for that team.
This means a lot.
That evening.
My kids don't even think I really played football. So, and they didn't play it that well. But this would be nice to show them. Thank you so much, Dale.
The Wishbone Tee, if I'm not
mistaken. We were in the Wishbone, yes.
Okay. I don't think I ever got to see the squad play, so I'd like to see some film of it, but sometime.
Yeah, but thanks again for the opportunity to visit with you, and
Jim,
we just thank Minneapolis for the opportunity to serve. People here are just really great. About 10 of my old classmates for that football team showed up. We were standing down there in the end zone. And,
cool.
Some of my closest friends in the world are still from that class. Some great men and women came out of that class.
Well, folks, if you think of it, pray for Jim Bateman and his fight with cancer. The Lord bless him.
The Lord has blessed me.
And continue on with that.
Thank you so much,
God bless you, man. Take care.
Bye, brother.
Appreciate you coming up. And, folks, we will take a break. I think there's another 3-minute set here before they resume action. We'll be back after these words. You hear who some of our community sponsors are of these games.
The Haven's Mexican Restaurant, Francisco Gallardo. Klein Oil Company of Delphus, Jim Klein.
You know where to go to hear this?
Designs with Sherry Bertrand. Hometown Hardware with Pam Barker and Vicki Kaufman. Harris Crop Insurance with Greg Harris. Minneapolis Muffler and Pipe with John Blake. El Hoyo 19 Restaurant with Ed and Brian Bowles. B&M Body Shop, John Wright. Lindsay Creek Feeders, Harry Owens, manager. The Crooked Nail Studio with Alexis Kern. The No Place Like Home Quilt Shop with Carrie Lee Austin. Farm Bureau Financial Services with Matt Pickrell. Sunflower Realty with Monty Nelson. LaGrange Supply with Scott Mortimer. The Bennington State Bank in Minneapolis and Salina.
All right, welcome back to the field as we get ready to go for second half action. Minneapolis should be kicking off to the Cardinals. 7-6 your score after one half of play with that great 36-yard touchdown pass from Trent Meckel to Spencer Davidson with 2.4 seconds remaining on the clock. We appreciate Jim Bateman taking the time to come out and do an interview with us here at halftime. I hope you enjoyed that. Give you a little idea about what this field is all about here at Minneapolis High School. Mr. Vogan will kick off for the Lions. That's going to go out of bounds at about the 24-yard line. Let's bring it out to the 35 for Hoisington. First and 10 for Hoisington from their 35. And take to the fullback. They get it to the right wing. He's got around, the left wing. He's around the right side. And about a 4-yard gain, a little over 4 yards.
Second down now, Cardinals.
Up the center goes Ball, I think, for a first down.
Ball on a huge carry for the Cardinals.
Into Malign territory to the 45-yard line. They had 8 first downs in the first half. 7 of those run rushing.
First and 10 Cardinals, 45.
Blitz, and the ball carrier is met at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Jackson trying to find a hole, not able to. He's pushed back by several Lions. Nice stop there for the Lions. Andy Cleveland and company pushing back. Second and 10 now, Minneapolis. Excuse me, Hoisington.
About an encroachment call on the Lions. Fullback dive. Late flag comes in.
Ball on the short carry there for Hoisington. We got flags on the play.
They get to the 41. Penalties on the Cardinals. Holding. Brings it back to the 48. Ten-yard penalty.
Back to the 48-yard line. Second long now for the Cardinals.
Encroachment on the Lions. They do an interesting, they send a wing in motion and he stops and goes back, and that has a great tendency to draw the defense off. That's happened several times this evening. 2nd and 8 coming up for the Trojans, especially on that scoring drive when they went 97 yards. They tried it again. Fullback dive, and he gets a couple yards into the 39-yard line.
And Haxton on the quarterback team. Several Lions in there on the stop. And a couple more yards. Bring up 3rd and 4 now.
3rd and 4 for Minneapolis, or for Hoisington coming up. Back to pass is Haxton. Out to the right, incomplete.
And Haxton got it right side.
So it'll bring up a 4th and 4 from the Minneapolis 39. And I'm sure they'll either go for it or quick kick like Minneapolis has done. They can't get a first down with trying to draw us offside. Won't be a quick kick out of this. They're going for it. They tried to draw us offside and failed to do so. So they call a timeout. First of the half, first of the game actually for Hoisington. Let's come back and hear about who our community sponsors are again.
The Bennington State Bank in Minneapolis and Salina. Harris Crop Insurance with Greg Harris. Klein Oil Company of Delphus, Jim Klein. Lindsay Creek Feeders, Perry Owens, manager. Minneapolis Muffler and Pipe with John Blake. The Bennington State Bank in Minneapolis and Salina. The Crooked Nail Studio with Alexis Kern. Sunflower Realty, Monty Nelson. The No Place Like Home Quilt Shop with Kerry Lee Austin. Bar Bureau Financial Services with Matt Pickrell. Hometown Hardware with Pam Barker and Vicki Kaufman.
Okay, we're going to get things rolling here again. Double wing still, one receiver to each side. Back to pass is Haxton. Tipped! Intercepted. I think Spencer Davis got a hand up and tipped it. Even if it wasn't intercepted, Minneapolis will take over. So turnover on downs. Second one of the game. Minneapolis takes over on their 39. Power I. Meckel tries the center. Gets nowhere. Loses back to the 37. Two receivers either side. Shotgun formation for Meckel. One set back. Meckel's trying the right side, cuts upfield. Gets to the 42.
Meckel on the quick area there for Minneapolis. Brought down by 34. Joshua Ball.
Spring a 3rd and 7 for the Lions. From the Minneapolis 42. Okay, Daniel Watson the setback. Meckel under center. Two receivers left, one right. Back pass. Oh, just over the hands, outstretched hands of Colby Rice.
Good receiver, Colby Rice just couldn't quite get a hand on it. He was on a dead sprint. It was just a hair too far out there for him.
So that will bring up a 4th and 7 for Minneapolis from their 42. Meckel will punt, I'm sure. He's in the shotgun. Great punt. The fair caught at about the 18-yard line of the Cardinals. They mark it at the 20. It went a little beyond that, but that's where they're going to mark it.
Hoisington will take over at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10.
A generous spot, to say the least. Fullback dive. Gets 5 yards up to the 25. So 2nd and 5 coming up.
By 53, Chase Line,
get in there!
About 4 or 5 on the play, maybe 6. 2nd down now, Cardinals.
Again, the double wing formation and everything set in tight. One receiver way out wide right. And did we jump offside again? Delay of game on the Cardinals. We'll take it. Their 2nd penalty of the quarter. Moves them back to the 20, back to where this drive started. 2nd and 10 coming up for the Cardinals. Back to pass is Haxton. Way over the head of the receiver. And bring up a 3rd and 10. Folks, these have not been a great passing team as far as completions. They've had some good completions in these first four games, but I'm seeing more passing out of them tonight than I anticipated we would see. That means the Lions defense has been doing very well against their run. which I anticipated would happen. We have succeeded at that throughout this season. In motion to the left. Back counter to the right, and he goes nowhere. Back as they get to the 21, and the Cardinals will have to punt. That's going to be a big roll by Hoisington down to the Minneapolis 30-yard line. Michael thought about picking it up, but I'm glad he didn't. So, from the Minneapolis 30, we start a new drive in this half. And we have a timeout by Minneapolis. Or no, we have a penalty on Minneapolis. It's going to move us way back. 5, 10. It'll be a 15-yarder, folks. Not good. Personal foul of some type. Minneapolis takes over on their 15. First and 15. First and 10 from the 15 of the Lions. I formation. Off right tackle, got a couple yards, about 3 yards, up to the 18-yard line, so about a 3-yard gain. 2nd and 7 coming up. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's at the 14, so they lost a yard. 2nd and 11 coming up. Lost my perspective. Again, the I formation. And off over the left guard. Schrader, the fullback, the ball carrier. Back to the 15, so back to the original line of scrimmage on this drive. Next, so they've got a 3rd and 9, so a couple yard gain there. Watson, the setback, 2 receivers to either side. Passing down, McMichael tries to cut upfield, and he's taken for a loss. He's at the 12-yard line, so Minneapolis will have a punt coming up. Meckel back to punt. Nice deep kick. Call for fair catch. He fumbled it. They're going to take over at the 50. First down from the 50. We about had a big heaven sent gift there. Didn't quite come that way. Again, the double set, wing set. They do the fake to the right and come back. Fullback dive. Oh, the quarterback keeps it. Follows his blockers. He's up over the right side. He gets down to the 43-yard line. 42-yard line.
About 8 there for the Cardinals. That'll bring up second down now, 2 for the Cardinals.
Second and a long 2 for the Cardinals from the Minneapolis 42. Double wing with one set back. Hands off the fullback. He breaks through.
Ball on a big carry there for Hoisington. He's able to spark free and charge downfield. He will move the chains a long ways down there on a big carry.
Second first down of the quarter for the Cardinals. They get to the Minneapolis 27. First and 10.
27, first and 10. Hoisington.
Tailback. It was a fake to the tailback. Haxton kept it and lost yardage.
Man's able to gobble him up and throw him back. Nice stop there by number 6.
Might have got a yard before they threw him back. Second and 9. A long 9 coming up from the Minneapolis 26.
That's a long 9 now for Hoisington. Ball spotted at 27.
They pitch to the left. And he's taken down inside the 10 at about the 7-yard line. Taken out of bounds.
And the pitch out to Kate Mason.
Mason, the ball carrier.
8 yards, finally brought down by Colton Bradford and Gage Carlson.
Another first down for the Cardinals.
Cardinals now inside the 10. Ball spotted about the 6. First down, Hoisington.
First and goal from the 6-yard line for the Cardinals. Fullback dive over the right side, and he's in for the touchdown. Hanslick, the ball carrier. At the 47.7 mark here in the third quarter.
47 seconds left on the third quarter.
Six-yard TD. They're going to go for the kick.
Point after Braden Mooney.
And it looks good. It is. So the Cardinals are up 14-6 over our Lions after that 50-yard drive to virtually cap off the third quarter. We'll be right back after these words from our sponsors.
Pat and Renette Donovan at Ag by Air have been supporting ag operations in the Minneapolis and Delphos area for over 20 years with prompt, up-to-date, and competitive aerial application service. Ag by Air is located at 974 Highway K106, south of Minneapolis, or can be reached at 785-392-3300 for questions on scouting your fields, chemical recommendations, or to book your work. Ag by Air, proud sponsor of the Minneapolis High School Lions.
Citizens State Bank and Trust is committed to the Kansas ag community. While offering a variety of ag lending options, we will help you with finding the right plan that works for your operation. Citizens State Bank and Trust, with locations in Ellsworth, Lincoln, Delphus, Glasgow, and Minneapolis.
Welcome back. The Lions are set to receive the kickoff here late in the third quarter. Watson is the ball carrier, the returner. No, it's Huser. Up to the 32-yard line, I believe. 33.
Ball spot at the 33-yard line, where Minneapolis will take over first and 10.
High formation for the Lions. Meckel in motion to the right. Direct snap to Watson. The Wildcat tries the left side. He gets to the 35 and a flag comes in.
Daniel Watson trying to find room to make the game, not able to do so. Penalty marker comes in.
And it's going to be on the Lions, probably holding. Well, the referees are discussing it before they do anything. Holding on the Lions.
It is holding on the Lions.
10-yard spot foul from the 35. Third penalty of the quarter for 40 yards, or 30 yards, excuse me. Moves it back to the 23-yard line of the Lions. First and 20. Back to pass is Meckel. He lets it go through the hands of Rice. He was collided with on the attempt. And he's feeling that, folks. He's going to bring up a third and 20. From the 23. 11.2 ticks left here in the third quarter. High formation. Meckel rolls left. Down to Rice. He's got about the 31-yard line. And that's going to be way short of the first down, but it moves us up a little bit.
Knocked out of bounds right about the 31-yard line.
So fourth.
13 now for the Lions, 4.9 seconds left in the third quarter.
Oh, 4th and 12 coming up. And Meckel is not back to receive, to kick. He's under center. Back to pass. Rice right at the first down marker. Complete, but I think he's short. I think it's just short of a first down. We'll see where they mark it.
To the end of the third quarter, your score, Hoisington Cardinals 14,
It's a yard short of the first down. We will change sides of the field with Hoisington ahead, 14-6. We'll be right back.
See American Family Insurance agent Scott Osherman for all your insurance coverage under one roof. The Scott Osherman Agency, with locations in Minneapolis and Belleville, proudly supporting the Minneapolis High School Lions. The employees of Delphos Co-op have been busy preparing their 4 pits and ample storage for your bushels. All of us at the Delphos Co-op can't wait to see you this harvest and are dedicated to handling your bushels quickly and with the customer service that you always expect, no matter what time of year it might be, especially during the harvest rush. Come see us today at the Delphos Co-op, serving you since 1901. If you or a loved one are in need of in-home personalized care, remember Accessible Home Care, serving Central Kansas with offices in Minneapolis, Salina, and Junction City. Professional and personalized care in your home is available by our staff 24/7. Contact us at 785-493-8111. We proudly support the Minneapolis Lion.
The Minneapolis Youth.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action. It's 4th and 1 for your Lions from their 42.5-yard line. Power or the I formation. Quarterback sneak, and I think we got it.
That's exactly what they teach in practice. Keep sharing your feet.
They're going to take time out to measure it.
They're going to part the waters here.
Ball is sitting just over the 43, so it might be by the nose of the football if it's a gain of a first down. Oh no, it's inches short. Turnover on downs. About 6 inches short, folks. First and 10 for the Cardinals from the Minneapolis 43. Back to that double wing set. Fullback dive. And he gets about 3 yards, possibly, to the 39.
27 hold chance on the carry there for the Cardinals. Brought down by Jonathan Lowe.
Second 5. Longer, bigger game than I thought. 11:30 to go in the fourth.
5 yards of the play. That'll bring up second down now for the Cardinals.
One receiver to either side. Quarterback keeps it over the right, where his wing was. He gets the first down to the Minneapolis 33-yard line.
Hold on to that ball and watch his way out to the outside, picking up the first down.
So first and 10 from the Minneapolis 33. Double wing set again. They go in motion to the left. Tries the around the left side. He's got a big gain. About an 11-yard gain, the way they're marking it, which would be the first down.
17 might still be Haxton.
They're marking it at the 22. So first down. Okay, again, the double wing set. Counter to the right wing, and he's through the center for a touchdown. They faked it to the left, or faked it to the right, and did a counter to the left. 23-yard touchdown, the result. Their longest of the night. Might have been 27 with the carry, I'm not sure. At the 10:26 mark here of the fourth quarter, as they set up to kick the extra point.
Set to kick the point after for the Cardinals for 53, Braden Mooney.
And it's off to the right, no good. Had a big rush coming around the right end there.
That'll keep the score at 20-6 Hoisington.
The Cardinals lead by a score of 20-6 with 10:26 remaining here in the fourth. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Your senior high school Lionbackers are proud to continue their long-term support of the broadcast of these Lions games. Join us as we support student activities and the teachers of MJSHS. Go Lions! We're with you all the way.
Hometown Outdoor Power, with locations in Minneapolis, Salina, and McPherson, has been serving Central Kansas for over 20 years and is the largest power equipment dealer in the area. We strive to be the one-stop shop for all your power equipment needs. We provide full sales, service, and parts supply for your home, ag, or commercial contractor power equipment needs. Ask about our winter service program, and go Lions!
Okay, welcome back for fourth quarter action. The Lions set to receive the kickoff. Gannon and Huser, I think, set in the backfield to receive the kick. I didn't see who got the ball. I think it was Huser. Yes, it was Huser. Gets it about a 10-yard return, maybe a 15-yard return to the 36 of Minneapolis.
We'll spot the ball at the 36. That'll bring up first and 10 now for the Lions.
You're watching the freaking ball go over your head. You're turning all the way around and watching the catch it.
All right. I formation for the Lions. One receiver left here. Davidson in the slot. Hands off to Watson, I think. Cleveland, the ball carrier, excuse me. Gets not quite a yard. Just over the 31-yard line.
Second and 10 now for Minneapolis.
Second and 9.5 coming up. I formation, two receivers right. Meckel rolls right to pass. Launches it down to Gannon, Cleveland, and a big hit. I think that's going to be incomplete. Ball, the tackler for Hoisington. Oh, no, they say that's complete and a fumble. Wow. Wow. How that could not be called incomplete, I'm not sure. But it is called a fumble. First turnover of the game on either team. They get it at the Minneapolis 40. Now they're talking about it. But it's Hoisington ball at the Minneapolis 38.
Come on, Lexington! Come on, guys! Go somewhere else! Go! Let's get it!
9:31 to go here in the fourth. Fullback dive. No, it's went to the right wing around the left side, and he gets a first down, I think. Not quite. Just inside the 30. Second and 1 coming up for the Cardinals. Fullback dive, got the first down.
Handoff to Ball. He is finally spun down. On several laps. But it wasn't enough to pick up that 1 yard the Cardinals needed, so they'll move the chains.
So it's first down from the 27 of Minneapolis. Back up, hand off the ball, the fullback over the right tackle. He's down to the 16, which would be another first down.
That downfield by Colton Bradford and Gage Carlson. That'll be another first down for the Cardinals. Ball spotted about the 16-yard line. First and 10, Hoisington.
Same formation. Back pass, Haxton. He gets away complete. Taken down immediately. About a 7-8 yard gain. They're marking it at the just over the 11 yard line. 2nd and 5. A little bit different formation. And off fullback, he's through for the touchdown. 11 yards. Steiner in for the 11-yard touchdown. 7:33 to go here in the fourth. And they line up for the kick. They've hit 2, missed 1. And that was good. So the score, 7:33 remaining in the fourth. 27-6 in favor of the Cardinals. They got the 21-point cushion they need in order to have a very positive outcome in the district standings. We'll take a break and hear a word from our sponsors. Be right back.
The Lions of Minneapolis High School are proudly supported by the Davidson Agency, with offices in Delphus, Minneapolis, Bennington, and Lincoln. As a nationwide insurance agent and an independent agent, they provide hometown service for the insurance needs of their customers for home, small business, farm and crop, and life and health coverage. Call them today at 785-523-4202. The Messenger Clothing Company, with locations in Minneapolis and Salina, designers of custom clothing for your team, business, group, or event, with screen printing and embroidery. We feature online design and ordering for your convenience. Contact us at 785-823-7752 or by email at sales@messengerclothingcompany.com for all your customer clothing printing needs today. Go Minneapolis Lions.
User with the kick again. He tries the left side, gets up to the 38-yard line.
Brings it out to about the 38, 39-yard line.
We started at the 36 last time. Then had the fumble on the completed pass. The big hit by Ball. I formation for Minneapolis. Davidson in motion to the left. Late pitch. Oh, to Watson. He falls on it, I think. No. The Cardinals have it. Late pitch that Watson couldn't get a hold of. So Hoisington gets great field position on 2 successive drives on fumbles. Starting out at the Minneapolis 32.
Right up the middle, let's go! Let's go, Eloy!
Late pitch, they fumble it. And it's free! Lions think they have it. The referees agree. So we got great field position out of that exchange. So we started out at the Minneapolis 46.
Big change of events there for Minneapolis. Able to recover the ball at the 46-yard line. 1st and 10 now, Minneapolis.
Almost the 47. 1st and 10. Watson beside Meckel. To Meckel. He drops back to pass, cuts up, heaves it down the field, and it's going to be intercepted. No. Did he drop it? Interception. So, 3rd turnover on the Lions in this quarter.
Luckily, he was brought down quick there.
31-yard line of Hoisington. .703 remaining here in the fourth. Ball is at the 33. Second and 8 coming up.
34-yard line. Second down and 7 now for Hoisington.
Fullback dive. He gets nowhere.
And another nice stop for Minneapolis. Dalton Bradford.
Loss of a couple yards. Back to the 32. Make a 3rd and 9 coming up for the Cardinals. Down to 6 minutes to go in the 4th. Back to pass is Haxton. Wide open. Hot in Minneapolis territory at the 46-yard line. So 1st and 10 Cardinals at the 46. Clock stops at 5:40. Pitch, it's dropped. Bone dead. The left wing came to the right. He got the pitch, and they're going to call illegal procedure on the Cardinals. Which bring up 1st and 15 back in their territory at their 49. Again in motion, back to pass is Haxton, going deep, over the head of the receiver.
Haxton on the long ball. Incomplete pass there for the Cardinals. Hits the receiver downfield, number 25, Hunter Morris.
So it brings up a 2nd and 15 from the Cardinal 49. Quarterback keeps it over the right side, and he almost gets the first down. He will get the first down if they mark it where I think they're marking it. It's at the 37, just short of the first down. 3rd and 1.
Nice save there by number 23, Gage Carlson.
Gage Carlson with the tackle.
First down. 3rd and 1 for the Cardinals.
Two receivers right, one left. One wing to the right. Fullback dive, got the first down. Just gets to the 34.
His ankles are all tied up by 2 or 3 different lines. 30 minutes there at the bottom of the pile.
1st and 10 from the Minneapolis 34.
Do pick up the first down.
.350 to go here in the 4th. Back to pass is Haxton. Complete at about the 23. Tackled out of bounds at about the 18. They're going to mark him at the 19.
Dylan Richards on the big catch there for Hoisington. Wrapped up and finally brought out of bounds, I think, by number 3, Colby Rice, down there on the far sideline.
First and 10. Cardinals from the Minneapolis 19. And going to get 2 yards on the rush. Down to the 17.
Ball carrying on that play. Brought down by several lines, including 6 and 7. Hilton Pittsburgh.
Over the right side with the fullback. He's up first down and more. Down to the 8. First and goal from the Minneapolis 8.
Let's stop the thing.
2:40 to go here in the 4th. Motion left. Quarterback keeps it. I thought for a second he might have fumbled it, but no. Called. If he did fumble it, he got a hold of it real well. Half a yard gain. Down to 2 minutes and rolling. Second and goal from the 7. And the stoppage of play. Hankey here on the right. False start against the Cardinals. Back to the Minneapolis 13. Clock stops with the penalty. No, it's rolling. It'll be down to 1:30 here by the time the ball is snapped. Second and 13. And he goes nowhere. At the 14-yard line is where they're going to mark it. Third and goal, under a minute to play. Ball's at the 14-yard line. They could just kneel on the ball and call it good. They're taking plenty of time getting the call in. They've got their 21 points. 2 receivers left, 1 right. And Hoisington takes the timeout here with 29.3 seconds left. Their second timeout of the half. We'll be right back after these words from our sponsors.
These live video broadcasts are sponsored in part by Chuck's Collision. When the potentially inevitable occurs and your vehicle needs repair for body or glass, remember Chuck's Collision. They'll bring you satisfaction in your automotive restoration needs. Contact Chuck at 785-392-2774. Chuck's Collision is located at 1556 K106 Highway.
Autotech has provided reliable service to the local community since 2002 and are proud supporters of the MJSHS Lions. Gary Keating and Dave Sweat lead an outstanding team of mechanics who tackle repairs on all makes and models of automobiles and also provide competitive pricing for oil changes. Authorized dealers for Jasper engines and transmissions. And don't forget our lineup of used cars.
Citizen State Bank.
Okay, welcome back. Final 29 seconds of the fourth quarter here. Oh, and they jump off sides. Illegal procedure.
And another false start there against Hoisington.
Moves the ball back to the 19. So second goal from the 19-yard line. Third and goal from the 19-yard line. And the clock is running. And they're going to kneel on it and call this game good. So your final score is going to be 27-6 in favor of the Cardinals here on Minneapolis homecoming. Great game by these Lions. Unfortunately, our first game on the new turf doesn't end up as a victory, but it's a great game overall. We gave them everything they wanted in the first half. 3 turnovers in the second half didn't help a bit. Minneapolis Lady Lions go to Concordia tomorrow for volleyball tournament. It's always a good one. If any of you can get up there to watch and support, I know they'd appreciate it. And our next broadcast will be next Friday at Phillipsburg for the 3rd district game as the Lions go 2-3 here on the season, 1-1 in district play. We'll be right back after these words from our sponsors.
Bank & Trust is a proud supporter of Minneapolis Lions athletics. Stop by and visit Jason Bird for all of your financial planning and investment needs. We are dedicated to helping your money work harder for you. Citizen State Bank & Trust, the cornerstone of our community.
When it's go time, your local Pioneer team is with you from the word go every step of the way. With high-performing Pioneer brand products and local insights, we'll help you choose a lineup of products tailored to your fields and proven just down the road. See Sheldon Doherty at River Hill Seed about those Pioneer brand products. And go Lions!
Tonight's game brought to you by C&R Plating in Minneapolis. Kevin Klein and the rest of the crew at C&R Plating, proud to support the youth of Minneapolis in all they do. For over 100 years, Robertson Monuments has created everlasting memories for families to share the lives of their loved ones with future generations. Supporting the Lions all the way, Robertson Monuments.
Delphus Co-op continues to work hard each and every day to provide you the best products and services in the area. Serving Central and North Central Kansas with grain, sales and storage, seed sales and service, agronomy and livestock needs. The Delphus Co-op staff will help you sort through the many options available for your farming operation. Call 785-523 or 213 to learn more. Delphus Co-op, serving you since 1901.
All right, welcome back. A little recap here. 0-0 after one quarter. They outscore 7-6 in the second quarter. Minneapolis scored with 2.4 seconds left on the clock. 36-yard touchdown pass from Trent Meckel to Spencer Davidson. And the PAT was no good. The Cardinals scored in the third quarter, 47 seconds left on a 6-yard run. Got the PAT. They scored 10:26 to go in the fourth on a 23-yard run. Missed the extra point. And they scored with 7:37 remaining in the fourth on an 11-yard run and converted the extra point for their 27 points. Minneapolis with 3 turnovers all in the fourth quarter that hurt badly. 2 fumbles and an interception. Hoisington with 1 fumble. The Lions had 4 first downs in the game, none in the second half. Hoisington, 22 first downs, 11 in the second half. 15 of their First downs were by rushing in the game. And they had 2 by the pass. That kind of tells the story of the game, folks, without any yardage accumulations. But a great game by the Lions, and again, we hope you've enjoyed watching this game on this new artificial turf that the Lions have here. Should be a great addition to our school system and our community. Again, the Lions are on the road next Friday at Phillipsburg for their 3rd district game. I believe Hoisington beat Phillipsburg something like 42 or 41 to 20-something last week. So it should hopefully be a winnable game for the Lions. Phillipsburg is never a slouch, though. Well, with that, this is Dale Leach going to sign off for www.citylinktv.com, Minneapolis channel. Hope you've enjoyed watching on your mobile device, laptop, or desktop computer, or your web-enabled TV. Thanks as always for having us in your home. Good night, folks.